Springtime in the Black Forest, walking amongst the fields, daisies, dandelions, buttercups. My time in the Black Forest. We have 4 nights here in a beautiful hotel in the country. Following 4 nights in the Black Forest, we have a 3-night stay near here in medieval Füssen, deep in the Bavarian Alps. That castle in the middle is called Hohenschwangau. King Ludwig II of Bavaria grew up there dreaming of fairy tales, palaces and castles scattered through his picturesque mountains. This is him about 150 years ago. Sometimes called Mad King Ludwig, this eccentric monarch was more lovingly called the Swan King. Inheriting the throne, he bankrupted the Bavarian state, building incredible palaces like this one. The world-famous Neuschwanstein Castle, Neuschwanstein. Translated, it means New Swan Stone. We include so many amazing attractions and sights in this tour, and you'll visit 3 of his most famous extraordinary palaces, and each are so very different. To visit and tour through them, you need time, which we always have with our longer stays. Sadly, many people treat Neuschwanstein to a happy, snappy roadside photo stop from some special purpose-built laybys or a hurried morning visit. And the other castles are completely ignored. That's so wrong. That's one of the laybys created, and quite often on this road, that is as close as people get to that castle there. Some will go into the village, some will go up to the castle, but some will just get as far as these laybys, and yet they're advertised as highlights in the tour. We go up the cable car, up there, and just about in the middle, you look down and you can see down on that castle and that castle. That's the spectacular view halfway up from inside the cable car. And yes, of course, we included a guided tour through the state apartments. This is the amazing throne room, and King Ludwig's bedroom is somewhat impressive. This is another great view of the castle, but from the other side, standing on the Marienbrücke, the Queen Mary Bridge. And yes, we also make sure you have enough time, so if you want to, you can walk round to it. You want to see where you'll be standing? Right up there above the Pulat Gorge, a stunning experience. As is exploring his smallest palace, Linderhof, which we visit the next day. See that golden statue in the lake island in the middle? It explodes into a magnificent fountain. Inside is, of course, magnificent, but there are only 4 main rooms and just 1 bedroom. Not bad for what you could call a 1-bedroom apartment. But there's another beauty. It's set in peaceful woodlands and surrounded by parks, and there are lovely, easy walkways through the hills and meadows. It's such a pleasure to stroll through the terraces lined with statues, manicured gardens and waterfalls. This is the Venus Grotto and Neptune Fountain. Behind is the music pavilion. Delightful. And dotted around the gardens are quaint buildings and follies like his Moorish kiosk and a Moroccan house. And here is his hermitage, all perfect for the dreaming king. Whilst Linderhof is the smallest palace, this is his biggest, Herrenchiemsee New Palace. Modelled on the French Palace of Versailles, he managed to bankrupt the state. Built on pretty Heron Island and middle Lake Chiemsee, we catch a scenic cruise. And we disembark on that jetty and stroll past this Augustiner monastery through the parklands, until we pop out here in the gardens with its grand fountains and our first view of the glorious palace. Originally, Ludwig wanted the palace and gardens to cover the entire island, but this is as far as he got before the state took his checkbook away. Inside, his tastes stayed the same, only far, far bigger and grander. The highlight, his Hall of Mirrors, stunning. Just look at that ceiling. 3 very different classic castles and palaces all included. One built to rival the glory of Versailles, one a villa palace set in dreamlike gardens, and one fairy tale towering on a rocky mountain spur. And it is because we always have longer stays in brilliant locations you will see and do so much more. And that also means we can guarantee you on my time to relax or maybe walk through that rich meadow in the Black Forest. Life is just so tough. I'm going for a walk.